Hi everyone, today I'll be showing you how to create one of the coolest nail designs ever, which is of course aquarium nails. These are of course acrylic and most definitely not my natural nails, so sorry natural nail art lovers. For those of you who don't know, I started doing other people's nails, gel, acrylic and all, and I'm accepting clients in Israel as מוזמנות להזמין תור אצלי. And the reason that I did this to myself is that I've been looking for months for someone that would want to do this on their nails, and sadly I don't know anyone who would want this. And I couldn't find anyone, but I wanted to show the world in Israel that I can do this. So my nail broke unfortunately, and I thought, you know what the heck, I'm gonna do it to myself. And it came out perfect. So here I am with fake nails, something I thought I'd never do. I even told people that I would never even use gel polish on myself, but well, I even used acrylic. But you know, what the heck. But seriously, this is like the coolest thing ever. Now let's get started. Start with either short rounded nails or no nails at all, and push your cuticle back to get the maximum nail bed space. Now you need to follow the surface of your nail so there won't be any shiny areas at all. You can do a dry manicure here, but I never do that. I always do a wet manicure to myself without cutting the cuticles because I'm terrified. And if you want to know what I do to take care of my cuticles and nails, watch this video. Dust off everything with a fluffy brush. Now you can use either nail forms or nail tips. I'm using European nail tips because they are way more curvy and it's way better for aquarium nails because it's easier to seal and there would be more liquid inside rather than regular nail tips. Make sure you pick the right size for each nail and file it if it's not perfect. After you've finished, now it's time to glue them. Apply some glue on the tip and stick it on. Now you need to file the part that's on the nail so it will be smooth without any bumps. You can do it either with a nail file or with an e-file. I was terrified at first to use an e-file on myself, but then it was way easier with it. Now file the whole tip so there won't be any shiny parts. I forgot to show you that there are numbers on the bottom of the nail tip for the sizes, so make sure that you file it off because I'm guessing that you don't want any numbers in your aquarium. Make sure that you buff the free edge with a nail buffer so there won't be any fuzzy thingies. Apply primer on the natural nail. Now it's time for the acrylic. Apply a nude acrylic bead on the end of the nail bed and create a rounded tip for a French manicure. Of course, you can do it sharp or even more rounded, but you know, whatever you want. Add a second bead near the cuticle and smooth it out. After it dried completely, file the edge so it will be smooth and straight. After you're done, smooth it out with a carbide bead with an e-file. Man, that was way too scary to do. How do girls do that to themselves on a regular basis, let alone their other hand? I mean, they need to get a medal or something. Dust everything off before the next step, and wow, that gets everywhere. Fill the rest with clear acrylic. Smooth everything out with the same bit. Now we're gonna create a barrier that's gonna be here so the liquid won't just spill. On a nail form, create small rounded shapes with clear acrylic and let it dry completely. After it dried, peel it off and apply a little bit of clear acrylic on the back side of your nail as close as possible to the skin, and then stick the acrylic from before there. Hold it in place until it can hold itself and let it dry completely. After it dried completely, file the excess off so it will be at the same level as the nail itself. Do it with a smaller and a thinner bit for a more precise and easy file. Dust everything off again. Now we're gonna create the barrier that's gonna cover the entire nail from beneath it. So what you need to do is do the same thing on the nail form, but this time you're gonna create a big one and you need to measure it. Make sure it's slightly bigger than the nail itself. After it dried, peel it off, place it under your nail, hold it in place and fill the sides with acrylic so it will hold in place. Make sure that you still hold it until the acrylic dries a little bit so it won't move. Make sure that you do it almost exactly where the previous wall was and don't get too close to the skin because it will be harder to file it off. Carefully file the excess off near the skin and everything else. Do the final touches with a hand file so you won't accidentally ruin it. Now that you have a beautiful hollow nail, fill it with big or small glitter or whatever you want floating inside. Now here is the tricky part. You're gonna need a syringe and baby oil. Fill the syringe with a little bit of baby oil and fill the nail with it, leaving a little bit of air for a bubble. Now here is the tricky part. As you can see here, I got a little bit of oil on the edges and acrylic does not work with an oily surface. I tried alcohol and even acetone and it took me more than an hour until I gave up and somehow it worked. But it was still oily and man, it was difficult. Now what you're gonna need to do to seal the entire thing is to create another small wall and make sure that you do it before you fill the nail because that wasn't easy when you have oil and glitter inside your nail and you have to hold it upside down while doing this thing. Because I was stressing over the oil and that it took me over an hour to figure it out, it didn't turn out okay, but basically do it as before. Put the wall on your nail and fill the edges with wet acrylic. Then let it dry completely and file it off and smooth everything super carefully. After you're done and you know that you've been through this and you don't have to handle the oil anymore, it's time to buff your nail for a super smooth surface. Make sure that you also buff the under part of your nail. Clean everything with alcohol so it will be as clean as possible. Now what you're gonna do is paint the back side of the nail with dark blue so it will look like an aquarium, but honestly you can use any color that you want. I seriously think that if you leave it clear it will look wow, just amazing, but I wanted to give it an aquarium look. Then put inside the lamp for how many seconds you need, depends on the lamp and the polish that you have. Then put a top coat on the right side of the nail, put it in the lamp, flip your hand again, apply top coat on the back side, put it in the lamp, and that's pretty much it, and you have aquarium nails. Hell yeah. How perfect are these, am I right? These were actually not as hard as I predicted, except the oral part, which was awful, just awful. But now that I know what not to do and what I need to do, I'm guessing that it will be way easier to do it on clients. And here is an outdoor shot, and wow. Take it in, everyone. Take it in. אז כל מי שרוצה מוזמנת לקבוע תור כדי שגם לכם יהיו ציפורניים כאלה מושלמות. לא חייב אקווריום, אני יכולה לעשות לכם גם דברים אחרים. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this and give this video a big thumbs up. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.